everybody, your friendly travelers here.
I'm Anthony.
And I'm Christina, and welcome back to our channel. Just as a reminder, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel. We would greatly appreciate it, and we post new videos every Friday.
As a reminder, we are both travel nurses, and we've been getting lots of questions about, what is a travel nurse and what is travel nursing?
We wanted to break down some of the most important topics and questions about travel nursing. So consider this video a little travel nursing 101. So let's get to it.
What is a travel nurse? A travel nurse is a nurse who is contracted by a staffing agency to fulfill a specific need for a hospital. Sometimes hospitals get into scenarios where they are just short-staffed and they have to hire a nurse for a short-term commitment. These commitments go from anywhere from 8 to 16 weeks. Most commonly, they're 13-week contracts.
So based off your performance and the hospital's continuous need for a travel nurse, you have the opportunity to maybe extend your stay and make your contract a little bit longer than those 13 weeks. So we did want to let you guys know that there is in fact a high demand for travel nurses right now, and we have some statistics to prove it.
Why is there such a high demand for travel nurses? According to registerednursing.org, the number of RNs is expected to expand by 12% from 2018 to 2028. They expect the number of RNs to be needed by 2030 to expand by 28.4%. That's from 2.8 million to 3.6 million RNs. Cue the explosion.
In the state of California alone, they are expected to be short 50,000 nurses. However, California is one of the most highest paying jobs for us nurses, and definitely the highest paying job for travel nurses. Travel nursing jobs grew 44% from 2018 to 2020. So this directly highlights the demand that travel nursing has.
Why are travel nurses in high demand? Because there is nursing shortages all across the country, as of the statistics we just mentioned. Travel nurses are uniquely positioned to fill the hospital's need because they don't have to go through, an onboarding process, orientation. A travel nurse, with 1 or 2 weeks notice can get to a location and start working with maybe a day or two orientation. So they can fill that need quickly.
Yeah, and so why are there some shortages in hospitals? So some nurses could be on maternity leave, other nurses could be out sick for long periods of time. Some nurses are transitioning from, one unit specialty to another unit of specialty. And some nurses, just retire on in general. You guys, statistics, if I could say that word right, statistics don't lie. Now more than ever, travel nurses are in high demand. So with higher pay, better benefits, chances for more autonomy, the choice to be a travel nurse should be very clear. So let's dive into what exactly are some of the requirements to become a travel nurse. We got the plane here, it's a new friend. To become a travel nurse, one of the requirements is at least that you are an RN or further an LPN. So it doesn't matter whether you're an RN with your bachelor's degree or an RN with your associate's degree. All that matters is your length of your specialty. So how long you've been working in your specialty and your experience in that. So if you've been working in your specialty for at least 1.5 years to 2 years, that is the minimum requirement to become a travel nurse. We do know some nurses that have become travel nurses with just 1 year of experience in their specialty. And that person is sitting right next to me. Basically, we're saying that it's not just about how much experience you have. If you're confident in your abilities to be a good nurse, if you can work quickly and learn new things easily, absolutely go for it. Now's the time to do it.
100%, totally agree. So what are some certifications that you may need, to become a travel nurse and, take one of these assignments? Most agencies require you to have your basic BLS and for some positions, ACLS, depending on your specialty. There is some circumstances where they may want you to have other certifications such as PALS if you're working in pediatrics, or maybe be certified with the NIH, if you're going to be working on a neuro floor. So there is, different certifications they may ask for, but they always tell you in advance, and you know exactly what they need.
Last but not least, you need your license for the state that you want to practice in as a travel nurse. So nowadays, there are actually 34 states that are a part of the NLC, which is the Nursing Licensure Compact, meaning that nurses that live in those certain states can go across state lines without having to get a whole new state license. So some of those states are Florida, Arizona, my personal favorite, Maryland.
Crab cakes and football.
Go Ravens! So those states, you can basically transfer that license. We call it a compact license or compact state.
Yes.
Most often termed. Keep in mind that not every state is a part of the NLC. For example, California is not a part of that, so we did have to get our own separate license to be able to practice in this state. Your agency that you are assigned with should be able to facilitate this whole process and help you to get your state license. There will be fees. There's gonna be a lot of other requirements, like maybe a fingerprinting or just, documents like that to show your proof of residency. And from there, then you'll finally be able to have your state license. Some states, again, like California, it takes a long time to get that state license process.
Yes.
It took us about 4 months.
Went through the ringer to get that.
Yeah, he actually knew what to do, so he kind of told me the steps, and I just followed him. And whatever he did, I did. So we both got our licenses.
So definitely just look up, whatever the state, typical licensing processing time would be, and that kind of gives you a helpful, idea of when you could maybe take an assignment, knowing you'll have your license in hand. Which, some of the hospitals want that. So it's definitely something to keep in mind.
Yes, and currently we're in this pandemic situation where sometimes that licensure doesn't apply. So right now in California, again, the license to practice here doesn't really apply because we're in a crisis situation with the pandemic. So they're allowing nurses who aren't technically licensed in the state of California to come to take on assignments because it's a crisis situation.
Yeah.
So helpful to know. And now we're gonna talk about the myths, the many, many myths that are in existence about travel nursing. So let's get to that. Myth number 1, travel nurses don't get any benefits.
So travel nurses do get benefits. Most agencies offer some form of medical, dental, and vision, and most even offer 401k plans. My agency offers a 401k through Prudential, where all my contributions get matched 6% up to 25%.
Myth number 2, travel nurses don't get any vacation time.
You do actually get vacation time, depending on how you work it. So you always have to make sure before you sign any contract that if you have certain days or a stretch of days that you went off, if you put that in your contract right from the get-go, that they have to honor it if they're accepting you to the facility. Another thing, between assignments, you can take a week, 2 weeks, even a month off if you wanted to. So that's plenty of time for vacation if you ask me.
Myth number 3, only ICU and ER nurses can become travel nurses.
ICU and ER nurses aren't the only nurses that can get travel nursing assignments. There is jobs in all specialties. L&D, pediatrics, cath lab, OR, you name it, there's jobs out there for it.
Myth number 4, you have to go wherever the company sends you.
You don't have to go wherever the company wants to send you. You have a lot of control over where you want to go. If you have a certain location in mind, just make that known to your company and they are willing to work with you to help you get to where you desire.
Myth number 5, too many travel assignments will look bad on your resume.
Managers realize what travel nursing is, and they realize you are taking these short-term contracts to fulfill a need at that hospital. They also know that you're a nurse that is highly capable of adapting to unfamiliar environments, overcoming those obstacles, and being a successful nurse.
Myth number 6, you have to be single in order to be a travel nurse.
No, you don't have to be single and with no attachments to be a travel nurse. We've met people from all walks of life. One of our friends that we met here, she's on assignment while her boyfriend, is staying at home and he's working on his master's program, finishing that. So they travel together. I have a family friend that the wife is a travel nurse, and they have 3 kids at home. She just takes assignments and stays at the place, maybe for 2-3 days at a time, and then comes back to, her family. So it's definitely possible, single, married, with a boyfriend or girlfriend, you are totally capable of being a travel nurse.
So those were all the myths that we debunked for you guys. And now here are some cons that also come with travel nursing, but in our eyes, they can actually be used as pros. The first con that there is that most travel nurses don't have much stability, meaning stability in housing, stability in job position. You are changing locations frequently, you are changing hospitals, and you're changing your way of life a couple times if you're gonna be changing assignments. So it's really a good chance for you to get out of your comfort zone and be bold and just be able to plan your life a little better.
Some people might say that travel nursing is competitive. There is plenty of positions like we mentioned previously. So as long as you're qualified, you're willing to be open-minded to maybe not taking that exact hospital at that exact city, but expanding kind of your search, you can get an assignment without a question.
And the next con is that travel nurses get stuck with really hard assignments. And that is certainly true. I've had some really, really rough days.
KRISTINA tells me all the time, they gave me these assignments on purpose.
No.
They're out to get me.
No, they're not. So they're out to make me a better nurse is what they're doing. Because having hard assignments, having those rough days, having those challenges ahead of you, you just learn to navigate, manage your way through everything. I'm really good at managing my time, at being quick and efficient, and doing my best under a lot of pressure. And I know that I can handle any situation I'm thrown into because I've had those hard assignments and those tough days.
So yes, another con is moving frequently. There's a chance that you may need to pack up and move maybe 2-3 times in a year, which may be exhausting to think about, but really it gives you an opportunity to downsize, really just put value into your most prized possessions that you're gonna take with you on assignment.
Don't let them fool you though. I have like a whole bin full of beauty products that I take with me everywhere.
There is a few things, like
It's
the
a whole
most
bin. It's
prized
massive.
possessions, most prized possessions.
All my beauty stuff. You guys probably saw in the other video when we did a tour of the bathroom. But yeah, that comes with me everywhere. Another con with being a travel nurse is that you have to deal with the newness of the hospital, of the doctors, of the coworkers. Sometimes nurses get really comfortable with communicating with certain doctors because you build rapport with them and you build like a friendship. But for me, it's just, a new challenge in a good way to make new friends, make new connections with people, really bond. And I really do enjoy bonding with my coworkers when, we're having a good day and we're just there to get things done for the patient, to have them, get sent home.
Yes. And some people may find the computer charting system difficult to manage in a new place.
Yeah.
But like I said, it gives you a chance to be well-rounded and diverse in many different systems. So we utilize Epic, I would say, most frequently. We also have
Epic. Oh my god.
We both have experience in Meditech, Cerner, so we can go to another hospital and be efficient in those. So it really just expands your knowledge base. And then whenever you do go back to the one you're most comfortable with, it's a breeze. It's like riding a bike. After the first day, you feel like you're a pro again.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of cool, like being someone like me, I'm not very good with technology at all, but I was able to master Meditech fairly quickly, and I was really proud of myself for it. So something to be proud of.
Now for the pros, which I'm sure you all were excited to hear. So obviously, number one, what everybody thinks about is money. Of course, not to sound greedy, but that is, really one of the biggest benefits is the increase in income, which allows you to be more free, to take those trips and to do the things you really enjoy outside of nursing.
And the next pro is more for us girls. I personally don't like to get in a lot of unit drama. Sometimes, units have their certain things going on, and I like to stay out of that stuff. So being a new nurse, being floated from hospital to hospital is kind of nice because you don't really have to get involved with all that side chitter chatter, and you're just focused, you just stay in your lane, you're there to do your job and then go home.
So the next pro, travel, the most obvious thing. It gives you the ability to adventure and explore a new area. when there's not a pandemic going on. It gives you a chance to eat new places, try new restaurants, go on hikes.
Gotta try the food, man.
Yeah.
Gotta say it twice, it's real important.
Big foodies. Food. Food is maybe one of the best things about it. Go to a new state,
Yes.
try their go-to specials.
Yes, so true. But yeah, we're able to get out and do things that we weren't usually, doing in Maryland, especially like we were saying, hiking. We're able to do a lot of that and just being explorative and finding new areas, literally going on adventures. We're able to do that now. And pro number 5, you're able to take some long time off in between your assignments. When one assignment ends and you have that leeway, that break time, go on a vacation. You can take a week, you can take a month. Anthony kind of touched on this earlier, but that is so uniquely special to travel nursing. You don't have any responsibilities, any obligations within that time frame that you're off from your contract ending to a new one. You're a free man, you're a free woman.
The last pro that we're going to talk about is personal growth. I'm a firm believer that growth happens outside of your comfort zone. And travel nursing really is that to a T. I wouldn't change my travel nurse experience for anything. I met some amazing people along the way. I met many friends, some friends that I'm still so close with to this day. And I've got to go to some places that, some people only dream of going to. And that has just been my short travel nursing experience. That's why we're just so excited to share this with you and help you get you on your path.
You can really figure out who you are as a person when you're faced with some of these challenges that travel nurses face. I've been only doing this career for about a year, and I think I've changed tremendously and grown so much as a person within just a short amount of time. And I know that you can have the same for yourself, and you're gonna be so proud of yourself when you get over all of these little hurdles and obstacles that on the other side of that is an amazing reward, and I wouldn't choose any other career right now for the two of us.
Thank you guys for watching our video. Hopefully we gave you guys some good information about travel nursing and answered some of your questions.
Yeah, so next Friday we're gonna be posting a video that is a tag off of this video. It is going to outline the step-by-step process on how exactly to become a travel nurse.
We're gonna tell you how we're gonna be your personal liaisons to become travel nurses, and we're gonna be with you every step of the way. We're gonna get you from being a nurse to get you on your first travel nurse assignment.
Yeah, to being successful, to bringing in those big bucks, making money.
Yes, so please stay tuned for next Friday and give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. And watch our next